What's up, contributors? This is Jansen Roberts. Just wanted to have this quick upload for you guys to be able to hear and see a little bit of tips about uploading. So one thing that our team comes across when you guys are uploading community tracks for sale is sometimes we run into the issue of we're uploading songs so fast and we have all the tracks available that we just want to get them on the site, right? And sometimes what happens as a result of that is the correct markings of like the tempo or what key the song's in or what time signature is in is incorrect or it's miscommunicated, so that when we're working through that, it just helps us to have that right information. So take your time with that. So I'm in Ableton Session right now. This is one of my community tracks actually. So I have this song here loaded up, and one of the things that the first things that I do is once I have all my cues like ready to go, this is the finished product. I'm in a default session, so 120 BPMs is normal. I set it to 1/4 because I have to do some things with how the measures are separated, but usually it'll be in 4/4 like this, and then you'll cut your metronome on. And this song is in 6/8. So here is one of the main problems. The first thing you need to do is like test your key. So when I'm playing this back in a certain, I'm listening for the whatever key that it's in. So if I don't know, there's two ways to do this. So number one, you probably will be able to tell the key. If it's a minor key, you might have trouble with that. If you're not sure, just send us a support email and we'll help you figure out the key of the song or what it's written in. There's various sources online. You can always throw in your audio effects chain here, you can throw a tuner inside the master or something, or even on one of these guitar tracks, and it'll tell you usually what key it'll hover around. That'll help you. One of the things I do when trying to sort out what key is listed or what a key is in is I use this little plus add tuner app that's on my iPhone, and if I know what tonic is, if I know what the key is in, I'll just hum that key and try to find it on the tuner, and then I'll know what key it's in. So make sure you have that key, because sometimes we've seen, well, I was listening to it in the key of D, but I'm actually creating my track in the key of C, and I forgot to change it in C, so when I uploaded it, it says D, and that's confusing for our team when they're processing it. So we want to make sure that everything is in the right key. So double check that first. Secondly, we want to make sure the time signature is correct. Sometimes the 6/8 songs are the trickiest. Even 3/4 songs are tricky. I've had a couple of people say, "Hey, this song, I thought it should have been in 5/4," and really, what's happening is it's in 3/4, and there's an extra measure, and then they think it's in 5/4, but they're not sure how to count it. If you're just unsure, send us an email or hit us up on social media, and we'll be able to help you out with that to know what the correct timing is, because all this helps expedite the tracks and gets them up on our site even faster. And the last thing would be obviously the tempo. So when you're doing songs, one of the things that our team sees a lot of is songs that are in 6/8, but the tempo is half of what it should be. So for example, this song is 144 beats per minute. And it's 144 beats per minute because the time signature of this song is 6/8. So there are 6 beats in a measure, and the 8th note is being accented. But a lot of times we'll see it in 72 BPM. So the problem with that is that the true song is not at 72. So when we try to get everything together and we input section markers for everybody to use the song in Prime, or they download in Ableton, they're going to put that in their session or download it to Prime, and it's not going to be correct, and we're having to process that. So once again, if you're unsure about any of this stuff with key changes, tempo, time signature, email us, we'll help you out. But it's always good to mark it here and turn your metronome on and count along with the cues. Like at the beginning of the song here, I'm in 120, so I'm going to change this to 144 and hit play and see what we got.
Intro 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
So I usually this is why I keep this at 1, because I can hear a quarter note being accented on every single beat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. and as I'm counting, the click is going with me. Now the problem is if I, let's say I do this in cut time, or hold time where it's 72. Now let's see what it sounds like here.
Intro 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
So you can hear the cues counting and the music is still in 6/8, but the problem is the metronome is counting in 72. So there's a problem. So in order to get this correct, you need to double the BPM to 144, and now hit play, and you can hear the click
Intro 2, 3, 4, 5, 6
is accenting the 8th note. So just be really careful when you're counting this value to make sure that it's in the right tempo and that the metronome is following the accent of the 8th note if the song is in 6/8. If it's in 4/4, then you would have a much slower tempo and your cues would count intro 2, 3, 4, and because the song's not in 6/8, it's in 4/4. So those couple of things are just really valuable. And then once you're done with that, you can obviously name your tracks and export them out, all the stems, and upload it that way. And on the page, on the Loop community page where you're actually uploading, and it says what tempo is this in, what's the key, what's the time signature, make sure that you're putting, hey, this is in 6/8, not 4/4. Because if we get that and our team opens that up and starts processing it and it's wrong, we'll reject it and you'll have to upload it all over again. And so make sure you're really double checking that stuff, and that'll help out a lot. All right, if you have any questions, let us know, send us an email, or just hit us up on social media. Thanks, guys.